business owners and executives from around the valley. This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Good morning and welcome to Business Leaders. My name is Lance Cardoza and we're here in KMPH Fox 26 Studios bringing you another edition of Business Leaders. Business leaders throughout the county, the valley, and abroad. We bring them in on the program and we talk about the trials and tribulations of being in business today. Welcome, and also the successes, the celebrations. Josh Houssiere, thank you for being on the program. Did I get the last name right?
You got it right this time.
I got it right this time. So you probably had that your whole life.
All my life, yeah. Definitely being a transparent plant from Louisiana. Being a French name is a little bit easier in Louisiana, but here in California it gets a little.
You get here in California, you get everything. Everybody, yeah.
Absolutely.
So it takes maybe 2 or 3 times, but we get it.
Yeah.
So you're with the bike shop. The bike shop in Woodward Park. And as I pulled up in the driveway today in the front of the station, I saw your big, beautiful van, and you always see it outside your shop. And so you got a great staple location there with the bike shop. And how long have you been doing that?
Yeah, we feel lucky that we have that spot. It's definitely got a lot of traffic there, and being next to the park is awesome. I think that we started in 2017 there.
Yeah.
So is this our 6th year coming up in April, I believe?
Time just starts flying by. So it's fairly new. It's a fairly new operation, but you've been in this business for some time.
Yeah, I feel like we're the young guys in town for sure. Definitely been involved in Fresno with the cycling community for a while, and know all the other guys that work in all the other shops, and have worked in other shops also. But we feel like we're the new guys, but doing quite well, and love doing it.
Talk to me about the bike shop and all the services you offer, other than someone looking for a quality, really good bike that fits their needs. And it's almost like maybe if you're a golfer, getting a golf club size to you, it's the same thing with a bike, right?
Yeah, we do everything. Basically from helping you pick out a bike that will exactly suit your needs, from as simple as maybe just riding to the store, or maybe getting a little bit of fitness in addition to maybe you work out with weights, and then maybe all the way to if this is something you want to do competitively, we can fill that whole gamut from actually like working on the bikes, servicing the bikes, to actually sizing the bike, like hands-on moving handlebars and seat heights, and making the bike comfortable for the person. And actually that will go for anyone that's very competitive, or like I said, just wants to ride to the store. Because if it's not comfortable, you're not going to do it.
And once you get off the bike, after you're done, you're like, that wasn't a comfortable ride, or the bike didn't fill the road or fill the terrain the way it should. And a lot of people, I think, don't know the experience between a really good bike and just a bike you buy anywhere at a box store. Is that correct?
I would say, it's kind of hard to say, but I think once they realize what it is, when it's nice to ride a bike, when it is comfortable, they can definitely know when they don't have that experience.
Yeah, when you take it away and then put them back in that old bike, you definitely know the difference. And I've experienced that where I've been on, wow, this is a nice bike, and they warrant the price tag that comes with that bike, because it really is a quality machine, and it's built to you.
I would say, but don't be scared of the price. We definitely have very nice expensive bikes, and we have very nice inexpensive bikes. So it goes both ways.
Well, it's just like a golf club, probably the same thing, a custom all the way down to an entry level, but you're still getting quality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's nice too when you go there and someone knows about the product you're looking at, such as like the bike and the bike shop. I mean, it tells you there, you guys know your bikes. You know how to take care of a customer. And we had a pre-interview and we were just talking. You talked about the relationships. It's almost like they come back and they want to talk to the person because you've helped them into maybe the bike that they experienced for the very first time. and then they come back and get something even bigger or better or something added onto their bike. Is it really relationship built? Most business is.
I think that we do well because of that. Yes, I think that all the staff it does really well, and they create their own relationships also.
Yeah.
And it is good to go through that experience with them and show them. Sometimes they don't know what their need is right away, and even though we maybe even talk about that need until they're out there and then kind of experience and go, oh well, maybe this is what they're talking about. And people come in and we even try sometimes maybe a different seat. What's the most problematic thing is the seat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We will throw on a seat and have them ride around. They can go to the park and ride around. Come back and go, that didn't work, and we'll try something different.
Or they come back and go, oh my gosh, where has this been my life?
That's usually what happens because we've done it a couple of times, so we know what they need.
Yeah,
basically.
They come back and are like, wow, why didn't I know this before?
Yep.
So it might be an add-on in a bike that you have. And what do you say to someone that's never been to your shop and they want to come down and experience getting a quality bike or some repairs on their bike or something? What's the first thing you do when you come to your shop? What do you see when someone walks in for the very first time?
Boy, that's a great question, I think. The best thing is just come in and just start talking with some of the guys. They'll even ask you and kind of lead you and figure out what your needs are. I don't know, where were you going with that?
Just what that feeling is for a customer, because a lot of times it's daunting to somebody. They feel like they're going in somewhere to be sold something, but when you're going in, when you find somebody that knows this industry so well, you're going to find out information you didn't even know.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think of something. I use this line a lot, and sometimes we won't even sell them anything.
Yeah.
They have something that already works for them, and they just need it to be tweaked a little bit or made it fit for them. And our motto is we really go with that forward. First. That's the first thing. We make sure that we don't oversell someone that's something they don't need.
You find something they want. Well, we're going to talk more, and we're also going to take a look at your bike shop there at Woodward when we return right here on Business Leaders. My name is Lance Cardoza, and remember the 40 under 40, we're taking the nominations. You got to go to 40.com. We'll be right back with more from the bike shop at Woodward. Hello everybody, and welcome to the bike shop here at Woodward. Josh, we heard at the top of the show, and it's actually unique. We're in the studio, but now we come out and visited your shop, and this is pretty cool.
Well, thank you. Yep, here we are. We're a little spot, but right next to the park and enjoying. Yeah.
I love on weekends. I've said before, you get a nice weekend and people go walk in the park, they go ride their bike in the park, and you're sort of like the epicenter of that weekend activity. And evening activity. I see people going over and coming in and out of your shop all the time, and I've never had the chance to walk in and walk through the back and talk about like a boutique experience of everything cool about bikes. You have it right here.
Yeah, thanks. We try. We got a lot of product right now. We got a big shop area to do all the service, and we do get to. We know what's going on at the park every time we show up to work because there's a run going on, or some of the nightlife around here is pretty cool too.
Yeah, you come over and you check it out. So I think when we were talking on the show too, there's a difference between a quality bike and just a bike. There's a lot of bike makers out there, and when you really look at a quality bike and a lot of affordable, really high quality bikes that you get for the value right here in your shop at the bike shop.
Yeah, I think we carry one of the biggest brands in the world that makes some of the best quality stuff. but also, you know, people that don't have that luxury and have a bike that's maybe not a bike shop quality, but definitely bring it in, and we make it run a lot longer and last a lot longer and run a lot better, should I say.
You know, it was really cool when you walk in, when you talk about like a family-owned business or a family-operated type business, difference than big box or that experience. When I walked in, I got greeted by Chester. You know, Chester's cruising Chester's cruising the store. Like, this is Chester's house.
Yeah.
And we're just hanging out here.
He's watching us right over there, huh?
And you get to come and you get to see Chester, and Chester's taking care of shop. You guys work for Chester, I'm sure.
Yes, we always say that this is Chester's house, and he lets us have a bike shop inside of it.
Exactly. And it's pretty cool because it gives you that family like you're at home. Talk to me about the variety that you have in the store, because it's not just about bikes, but it's about the accessories. Maybe for a bike that you have now and items that you didn't even know existed, you have right here in this shop.
Yeah, you know, some of the main things you want for your bike is like hydration, some protection in the form of maybe helmet, maybe even sun protection, some way to inflate your tires if you do have a flat, or we have flat protection for bikes.
You get so much you
So
don't even
much.
forget that you have it. Yeah.
Exactly. If you're heading up to Sierra Summit for this summer, we got arm pads and knee pads and
Got all the stuff.
All the
And
stuff.
for your average, just go for an evening ride bike, you have that. I saw the electric bikes,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. You know, some of the range of offerings that you have in the bike shop. What do you see that people are most excited about when they walk in for the very first time?
Oh boy, you know, a lot of times we'll have a new item that's kind of just released sitting kind of in showcase by the door there. That's always something fun. It's always changing from an e-bike, electric bike to this new gravel bike that's out. And yeah.
Very cool. Talk to me about repair. I saw your guys in the back and they're doing repair, and I mentioned sort of a boutique feel to it. I mean, you've got guys that you get to sort of see the work, not like you're dropping off your bike and you don't know where it goes and what's happening, but you sort of see what's going on, and sort of you look at the different accessories, and they can attach those accessories or build up your bike. Almost like if you had your Harley and you're putting new things on your Harley, you can do with your bike, right?
Yeah, I guess it is kind of convenient to have someone here we make sure that the accessory that you're picking out actually works on your bike. So not everything is super accessible or compatible, should I say.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of keep it a little bit in the back because we keep the guys busy, but then we also like to have them interacting with the customer. That way they can get their needs met.
I think a lot of times too, you don't know until you don't know. And when you can talk to a professional, you'll find out like, oh wow, I should do that to my bike. And yeah, you can. And maybe you saw that happening while you came in the store, or you heard somebody talking about it. And it's a different perspective when you look at, we've all owned a bike. We've all ridden a bike. And when you look at quality bikes or quality accessories to a product, you really it starts to open your eyes to the experience.
Yeah,
And you
what's
guys
out
provide
there,
that
right?
experience.
We do. It's actually neat when it's like whenever a lot of customers kind of get together and actually sometimes they share their own stuff and we just kind of sit back and then they look at us and like, yep, that works for you too, and then we'll try it out.
Yeah, we hit on the show, in the early part of the show, sort of the history of the shop and being able to come in and take a look at it. And like I said, maybe you've gone to dinner and you've had a walk and you have a bike at home and you've seen the bike shop at Woodward. I encourage you have to come in and experience it for yourself because it's more than just bicycles. You have an array of anything to do with biking. In your past, it's a passion, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that you see that on my day-to-day. I always don't see it that way, but I love to
Because
hear
you live
that.
it. You live it.
We
and
live
you're
it every
in
day.
Yeah. But you have to remind people all the time too, because you might have that bike sitting in the garage, a dusty bike, and the summer's coming around, and eventually we're going to have some nice warm weather, go on that nice little ride at night, and or go up to the mountains. You know?
It is getting busy, so if you do want some service, it is important that you do make it in pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Josh, where are you located?
We're at Fright, Fort Washington, right across the street from the entrance of the park that is on Fort Washington.
Beautiful. And We got more to come here on Business Leaders, and make sure you join us to catch this episode and other episodes by going to businessleaders.tv. We're at the bike shop at Woodward, right here by Woodward Park, just right across the way here in Fresno. So make sure you stay with us here on the program. And also, it's that time of the year for the 40 Under 40. And make sure you get your nominations in at 40,40.com. We'll be right back with more Business Leaders. Welcome back to Business Leaders here in KMPH Fox 26. Well, just before the break, you got to see our tour of the bike shop, and down there with Josh, what a beautiful place. You got a great place there at Woodward Park, and you're just right across the street.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we have a great view when we walk out.
Yeah, you just jump on your bike and head into the park and go for a beautiful ride.
Absolutely.
We got a beautiful jewel when you really think about that, with Woodward Park just right across the street from you, and having the bike shop and being able to maybe find out, if you're watching here on Business Leaders, it might be your new adventure. You might think, hey, I want to get a nice bike. I want to be able to go over there to Woodward Park area and go for a ride, or like you said, maybe it's a ride to the store, or it's going up in the mountains, or just riding down the street bike.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of options that you have at the bike shop. Definitely. At Woodward Park. Talk to me about, Josh, not everybody just wakes up and they become a bike guru. They're like the guy you go to or the people you go to for everything that's cool about bikes. How did it start for you? Thanks for the guru status. Every day I learn something that I don't know. So that's the hard part. I started racing BMX bikes whenever I was a kid, right around, I think, 8 years old. My uncle had started. He's only a couple of years older than me. He's more like my brother. Yeah. Maybe 3 years, and he actually works at the bike shop now. So it's kind of fun to have him here. We both come from Louisiana, and we race bikes on a kind of a big team, and then just kind of transitioned into the road bike scenes whenever I was younger, and got into very competitive road bikes, and went to nationals and was a district champion, and that kind of stuff, and always worked on my bikes, and kind of just... So you were a professional rider in the business before...
Well, we won't call it professional, but yeah.
But
I was on the scene.
You were a serious rider.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
so
sir.
You know how to talk to the serious rider, but also talk to the recreational rider as well.
Definitely. I have some experience riding in some races.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. So do you see a lot of your clientele that come in to the shop, and you were here before, what an amazing shop, and also a great place for repairs and anything to do with your bike. And also, if you want to get into a more serious bike, or a bike that really fits you and fits your experience of being a bike rider, the bike shop's the place to go at Woodward Park. But do you see that, do you have more of the serious rider coming in, or the recreational rider, or is it a mix?
I say that we see a lot of the recreational and enthusiasts also, which are people that they live for their bike also. They're not sitting there doing races, so to say, but they enjoy having a nice bike. It works well, and it's the bike for them. Yeah.
Cool. So as a young age, who got you started riding a bike?
My uncle.
He was the one that did
it? Yeah. I kind of want to be like him, and he is always the cool guy.
Yeah.
And he was really good at BMX racing. I wasn't as good as he was, but I'd take him on in any kind of like road bike or mountain bike race these days.
So you found your niche. You saw how good he was, but you found your niche in it.
Yep.
Cool. So you're saying you came from Louisiana. Any other sports you played there, or riding the bike's a sport?
Not there. So I moved here when I was about 13 years old, and went to Tenaya at the 7th grade or so.
Yeah.
And through high school, and I played volleyball and basketball.
Okay.
I like doing that a bit.
Cool.
It was fun.
Awesome. Well, we love your shop, and everybody always talks about it, and they
Thanks
talk
for
about
visiting.
Yeah, it's a great place. And how do people find you? I know you also have some great classes, and we talked about that. How people can attend or maybe learn how to change a tire on a bike?
Yeah.
How do we find out information about that?
So the best thing is either call or come in to kind of see us. We do have information on Facebook and our website, but all those medias are really hard to keep track of, but just face-to-face is always the easiest. On Facebook, we do have some of our events where we'll do a trail roadside maintenance, so just things that might happen while you're on the road and how to deal with them. For maybe a flat change, for broken chain, and then we also have a tire clinic too, where we'll go and how to change a tire, how to put a new tube in, or maybe set up tubeless now. It's a new technology out there that a lot of people...
You can be able to set that up.
Absolutely.
Do you find a lot of people experience some new cool things when they come into the bike shop that they didn't even know existed for their bike?
Yeah, we always try to have a little fun things here and there, and be surprised with the stuff they make these days.
Oh yeah, the technology just gets better and better and better. I love the electric bike myself.
That
as
is
you
the
can
biggest
tell,
growing aspect of our sport right now.
Yeah, to be able to, a hybrid. I want to pedal for a little while, but then I'll be able to kick in the juice a little bit.
We do that a lot these days.
You do that a lot.
A lot.
Good deal. So, and they can find you, if they can simply Google by going to the bike shop, and you can find out more information. And I'd say go check it out. If you're thinking about getting into that space of riding a bike and learning either street bike and mountain bike, every type of bike you can think of.
Every single bike you can think of.
You've got it all, Josh, and then they can go down there. And also, too, you might have a bike that you just need to revive a little bit and bring back. Do you see a lot of that happening?
We do that a lot, and especially at the beginning of the pandemic, we saw more of that than I've ever seen probably in the years of working on bikes.
That's interesting. So during that time frame, a lot of people probably got the bike out, dusted it off, had a little time on their hands.
Yeah, we call it the Black Widow bikes.
And Black Widow.
We always check for the Black Widows first.
Get them all off and get them back out on the road.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Josh, well, I appreciate you being on the program, and thank you
pleasure.
for inviting us into the bike shop. And you've got a great thing going there. And I tell everybody, you say it, but it's very different. When you look at Woodward Park across the street and the bike shop is right there, it's a perfect marriage of a great recreational weekend. I'd say go during the weekday too, because there's everybody and their dog is out there, literally.
Lance, you'd be surprised. Many people don't even know we have a river in Fresno, and you can get there right from Woodward Park.
Right there. That's all the time we have. We will join you next week, Tuesday mornings at 11 with Business Leaders.